Hello, my friend. Welcome to your sleep story. My name is Stephen Dalton. I'm an Irish storyteller, and it's my great privilege to be the voice that you listen to as you go to sleep tonight. Tonight you will visit a very special hot spring in Alaska. You will enjoy the calming and invigorating waters in this mesmerizing snowy landscape. You will meet others and have a feeling of shared community as you each sit out a storm by a fire in a cozy building. This is an experience of release and tranquility, and I wish you the peace you seek. One small thing, I'd like to thank those of you who support my work on Patreon, and if you'd like to become a patron, the link is below this video. Okay, let's do the relaxation session now, which will take a few minutes before tonight's sleep story. I'm going to count down from 10 to 1, and as I do, allow yourself to let go more and more. 10. Feel the support of the bed beneath you, or the floor, or whatever you lie upon tonight. And beneath all of that, feel the support of the earth, our home, our constant support. And as you become aware of that deep, constant support, see if you can let go a little more now. Ease into this moment a little more now. 9. You are safe. Allow my voice to be an anchor of safety tonight, to be a friend. Know that my voice will only ever take you to safe places. And with that feeling of safety that is offered to you tonight, allow yourself to sink into this moment more now. 8. Feel into your body now. Where are you still holding? Where do you still feel tension or even pain? Maybe it's in your feet. Maybe it's in your lower legs. Maybe it's in your thighs. Maybe it's in your belly. Maybe it's in your chest. Maybe it's in your neck and shoulders. Maybe it's in your hands or your arms, or maybe it's in your face. Just let go now. 7. The day is done. Whatever has been, has been. Whatever will be, will be. Whatever thoughts you might be having, no matter what they are, they don't serve you now. So when and if thoughts arrive, don't fight them. See them for what they are. Thoughts. A part of being human. And as they arrive, see them and let them go. Let them drift away like leaves on a moonlit river, or clouds passing in a starlit sky. Six. This is your moment. This is your time. You deserve rest. We all do. Allow that fact to enable you to arrive in this moment more and more now, to move closer to deep rest more and more now. To continue to let go more and more now. 5. Peace lives within you. It is always there, waiting to be found, waiting to be felt. It is a constant friend. See if you can find that friend tonight. Find that peace within you. 4. Perhaps allow a little gratitude now. Gratitude for this moment. Gratitude for the simple things, for the shelter you have tonight, for those you love, for the opportunity to rest. 3. Begin to engage with your imagination now. Begin to see a beautiful wintry landscape. The Alaskan wilderness. Endless, snow-covered pine trees. Crystal clear, turquoise blue waters. And mountains in the far distance. Begin to picture yourself wandering on a trail here, packed in warm boots, thick clothes, and the perfect wandering gear. 2. Checking in with your body one more time now. Your body has worked hard for you today. It's time to give it rest. And one, completely letting go now as I tell you tonight's sleep story. The snow stretches endlessly beneath the vast Alaskan sky. Here, in the far north, the land is untamed, and the winters are long, but time itself seems to slow somehow. The landscape is shaped by ice and wind, by the forces of our undisturbed nature. Towering spruce trees stand tall. Their branches are heavy with snow, and their dark needles peek through the frost. Beyond them, white mountains rise tall in the distance, their peaks dusted with a fine shimmer of ice that catches the fading afternoon light. You are on a hike along the Tolovana Trail, a narrow path carved through the wilderness. Each step presses into the fresh snow, leaving behind crisp footprints that are quickly softened by the wind. The cold air is sharp and clear, filling your lungs with the unmistakable freshness of the far north. With each breath, a thin mist forms before your face, curling like smoke before dissolving into the stillness. Alaska is a land of contrasts, where fierce winters shape a landscape of breathtaking beauty, and where the long, shadowed nights of winter give way to the golden glow of the midnight sun. Perhaps this vast wilderness mirrors something within you, just as the earth shifts between darkness and light. So do our lives, our thoughts, our emotions. It isn't always bright, but it isn't always dark either. And just as the sun inevitably rises after the longest night, light always returns. Today, it shines brilliantly in a boundless blue sky, casting its warmth upon the snow-draped land, reminding you that every cycle holds its own beauty. This is a place where nature reigns supreme, where the land is both formidable and welcoming. The trail winds through a dense forest, the trees spaced just far enough apart to let glimpses of the sky filter through. The snow clings to their trunks in uneven patches, some areas dusted lightly, others buried in thick drifts. Every now and then, a gentle wind passes through, shaking the branches just enough to send a small flurry drifting down. After some time, the sun begins to lower, casting a golden glow over the icy landscape. In this season, the daylight is fleeting, but in its final moments, it paints the world in delicate shades of amber and blue. Long shadows stretch across the snow, and in the distance, a frozen river glistens under the fading light. Up ahead, a rustic wooden signpost stands partially buried in the snow. Its carved letters are weathered, but still legible. Tolovana Hot Springs, 7 miles. You pause for a moment, adjusting your pack, feeling the quiet solitude of this place settle around you like a warm embrace. The only sounds are your own steady breaths and the muffled crunch of boots on snow. A light wind stirs again, this time carrying something new. A scent, faint but unmistakable. The scent of wood smoke. There must be a shelter nearby, a place for travelers to rest before continuing onward. A small comfort in the vastness of this land. A reminder that even in the most remote places, warmth and refuge can be found. You press on, drawn forward by the promise of firelight, the thought of warmth in the midst of winter's embrace. The sky deepens into twilight, shifting from pale gold to soft indigo as you follow the narrow trail through the snow-laden forest. The scent of wood smoke grows stronger, mingling with the crisp air, guiding you forward like a quiet promise of warmth. Then, through the trees, you see it, a tall wooden cabin tucked against the edge of the forest. Its slanted roof is heavy with snow, its chimney releasing a thin ribbon of smoke that twists gently into the darkening sky. The windows glow with a soft amber light, flickering slightly, as if the warmth inside is just waiting to be shared. You take the final steps toward the hiking shelter, your boots crunching over the packed snow of a well-worn path. A simple wooden sign is nailed beside the door. Talovana Rest Stop, shelter for travelers. Reaching out, you push the door open, and at once, a wave of warmth greets you. The rich scent of burning logs fills the air, and the golden glow of the fire flickers over the wooden interior. The cabin is small but welcoming. Its walls are lined with rough-hewn wooden benches and shelves stocked with supplies left by past travelers. Tins of tea, spare blankets, and a few well-worn books. Inside, a small group of fellow hikers sits by the fire. Their faces are relaxed. Their boots are drying near the hearth. Snow clings to their coats, slowly melting into tiny rivulets of water. One of them, a bearded man in a heavy wool sweater, looks up and nods in greeting, shifting to make space on the bench beside him. "You made it just in time," he says, gesturing toward the window. "The wind's picking up. Looks like a storm's rolling in." You glance outside. The snowfall has thickened, swirling in soft eddies around the trees. The wind, which had been a gentle whisper, has grown into something steadier, nudging at the trees, rattling the branches. It's the kind of storm that moves in slowly, wrapping the land in a quiet, relentless snowfall. Someone hands you a warm mug, the steam curling upward in delicate tendrils. The heat seeps into your fingers as you take a sip. Herbal tea, simple and soothing. Around you, the conversation flows in soft, unhurried tones, voices low, as if in reverence to the hush of the wilderness outside. The bearded man sets down his mug and leans back against the logs of the cabin wall. You ever hear the old stories about these hot springs? He asks. A younger woman, wrapped in a thick woolen scarf, smiles knowingly. The legend, she prompts. The man nods, eyes glinting in the firelight. They say the Athabaskan people believed these springs were a gift from the land spirits, a place where the warmth of the earth rises to meet the cold of the sky. Travelers who came through the mountains would rest here, warmed by the water, sheltered by the forest. It was said that those who soaked in the springs would carry the land's strength with them long after they left. Outside, the wind hums against the cabin walls, and for a moment, the story seems to settle into the space between you, as if the very air holds echoes of those who came before. Another hiker, an older woman with weathered hands, speaks next. I read once that gold prospectors used these springs too, she muses. After days of trekking through ice and snow, they'd come here to thaw their bones. Some say they even carved messages into the rocks by the pools, names, dates, little pieces of their lives left behind. Perhaps you can imagine it, a time long past, when weary travelers sought out this same warmth, gazing at the same snow-covered trees, their laughter and voices drifting into the same cold night. The thought lingers in your mind as the fire crackles, sending flickering shadows dancing across the wooden beams of the cabin. The storm outside thickens, the wind sighing through the trees. But here, within these walls, there is only warmth and quiet company. The journey to the hot springs will wait until morning. For now, there is only this moment. The soft glow of the fire, the murmured stories, the gentle hush of snow falling beyond the window. The fire crackles softly in the cabin's hearth, its golden glow flickering across the wooden walls. Outside, The storm deepens, snow swirling in thick veils beyond the window. But inside, the warmth is steady, wrapping around you like a thick woolen blanket. The voices of the other travelers have faded into a companionable silence. The older woman rests against the wooden bench, eyes closed, a soft smile lingering on her face. The bearded man pokes at the embers with a stick, his movements slow, unhurried. A lantern flickers on a nearby shelf, casting long, swaying shadows over the cabin walls. You stretch out on one of the bunk beds along the wall, the thick blankets heavy and warm. The wooden beams above creak gently, responding to the shifting wind outside. The scents of pine wood, burning logs, and lingering herbal tea mingle in the air, settling into your senses, grounding you in this moment. As your eyes grow heavy, your thoughts drift to the old stories, to the prospectors who carved their names into stone, to the ancient travelers who once rested here. For a moment, time feels thin, as if the past and present are layered together, overlapping in the hush of the night. The snow continues to fall outside, covering the world in a deep, silent hush. And in the comfort of this cabin, you drift into a restful sleep. The next day, the first thing you notice as your eyes gently flutter open is the silence. The wind has stilled, the storm has passed, and the world outside is blanketed in fresh, untouched snow. Morning light filters through the small cabin window, pale and soft, casting a cool glow over the wooden floor. The fire has died down to embers, sending up the occasional wisp of smoke into the rafters. You sit up slowly, stretching beneath the warm blankets. The others are already stirring, packing their gear, sipping from steaming mugs of tea. Someone pushes open the wooden door, and a rush of crisp, glacial air sweeps in, carrying with it the scent of snow-covered forest. Stepping outside, you find the world transformed. The storm has left behind a pristine landscape, untouched and glistening in the pale morning sun. The sky is a soft blue, tinged with the last traces of dawn's golden light. The trail ahead winds through the snow, leading toward the hot springs, where wisps of steam curl upward, visible even from a distance. The bearded man slings his pack over his shoulder and grins. Not a bad day for a soak. You smile, feeling the crisp air on your skin, knowing that warmth waits ahead. And so, with slow, steady steps, you begin the final stretch of the journey toward the hot springs in the snow. The journey continues through the snow-covered wilderness. The morning air crisp and clear. Each step crunches softly beneath your boots. The freshly fallen snow yielding without resistance. The world is quiet, untouched, wrapped in the stillness that follows a storm. As you walk, the trail winds downward, following the gentle curve of the land. The towering spruce trees thin out, revealing glimpses of mist rising ahead. A delicate veil of steam curling into the cold morning air. The hot springs emerge from the snowy landscape like a secret revealed. Dark, mineral-rich pools rest beneath a sheltering canopy of trees, their surfaces rippling with gentle warmth. Smooth stones frame the edges, some dusted lightly with snow, others warmed by the water, glistening in the soft light. Here, in the heart of the Alaskan wilderness, the contrast is breathtaking. The untouched snow, the curling steam, the way the water shimmers like liquid glass beneath the pale winter sky. The others begin to unlace their boots, stripping off layers of insulated jackets and scarves. You follow suit, letting the cold air brush against your skin for just a moment before stepping carefully into the pool. The first touch of water is blissfully warm, enveloping your legs in liquid heat. The contrast between the crisp air and the gentle embrace of the springs is immediate, an awakening and a surrender, all at once. You move deeper, feeling the water rise past your waist, your chest, until you lower yourself fully, allowing the warmth to cradle you. A long, slow exhale. The heat seeps into your muscles, dissolving every last trace of the cold, unwinding tension, softening thoughts. Your breath steadies, deepens. The air is cool against your face, but everything beneath the water is weightless, effortless. You lean back against a smooth stone at the edge of the pool, closing your eyes for a moment. The sounds around you are soothing. The occasional soft splash of water, the hushed whispers of other travelers, the distant hush of wind moving through the trees. Above, the sky is endless and open, a pale canvas where the last traces of morning light stretch across the horizon. Tiny snowflakes drift down, melting as they touch the surface of the spring, disappearing into the warmth. Everything feels balanced. The cold and the heat, the stillness and the movement, the solitude and the quiet companionship of those who share this moment with you. Perhaps you remember the words from the night before, the stories of ancient travelers, gold prospectors, the Athabascan people who once came here, drawn by the same warmth, seeking rest just as you do now. For a moment, you imagine them, centuries of footsteps pressed into the same snow, voices that once echoed through the same trees, tired bodies sinking into the same pools, sighing in relief. The thought is soothing, a reminder perhaps that you are part of something greater. And as you rest your head against the smooth stone, the warmth lulling you into perfect stillness, your mind drifts, your body weightless. The world softens. The steam rises. The snow falls. And you close your eyes for a moment. Time drifts like the steam rising from the water, unhurried and soft. Your thoughts float in the warmth, weightless and free, as the quiet lull of the hot springs cradles you in stillness. Somewhere in the distance, the wind moves through the trees, the gentle hush against the silence. The snow continues to fall in delicate, soundless patterns, dissolving as it touches the water's surface. Slowly, you open your eyes. The day has stretched forward, the light shifting ever so slightly, casting a cool, silvery glow over the landscape. The air is still crisp, but the warmth that has settled into your body remains. A deep, lingering comfort that reaches all the way to your bones. The others begin to stir, moving carefully as they gather their things, pulling on jackets, warmed by the nearby rocks. You feel the sense of renewal and lightness, and as you step out of the water, the cool air brushes your skin, but the contrast is no longer jarring. Instead, it feels invigorating, the kind of cold that awakens rather than chills. dressing in warm layers, boots laced and scarves wrapped, you and the other travelers begin the return journey. The trail is different now, still covered in snow, but somehow softer, more familiar. Each step feels effortless, as though the weight of the world has been left behind in the water, carried away with the steam. The sky above stretches wide and endless, shifting to the soft pastels of the early evening light. And as you walk through the quiet wilderness, breath steady, mind light, you feel it still, that deep, undeniable warmth lingering long after the water has been left behind.